you've already mentioned that I'm a Mrs. India 2018, and I'm a face of Swarovski in 2020. So I guess that covers everything.
That is brilliant, man. That is a wonderful thing that you have, that list of things that you do and you have done, and all the things that you are currently doing. That is just great to look at.
Thank you so much.
Can we have a huge round of applause for Dr. Shraddha Kulkarni before we start with the seminar?
Appreciate that. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. You may now take over.
Yes, sure. So, okay, before we actually begin the session, I have a small request to all of you. Okay, so that, as I said, the energy plays an important role. So I just want everyone to keep their hand on their heart, close your eyes, and just echo what I am saying with me. Okay, so can we do that? Close your eyes, please, everyone. Okay, so I have this session, and I know that I have potential energy and lot of energy which resides within me. So I want that energy right now to come out and give the positive vibes not only to the me but each and every participants in this program. And by that we will be able to gain as much as possible by the end of this workshop. So I want that energy to come out of my heart and to be circulated with the other energies which are there right now available. You can open your eyes. Do you feel that the energy level has increased and there are positive vibes around?
Already.
Yeah, that's lovely. Okay. Another thing that I would like you all to do is, just visualize that this is probably a session wherein we have a competition, and the competition is the best smile in the world, and you have already been selected, shortlisted as a final participants or finalists for that competition. So let me see that beautiful smile on each and every one of your faces, okay, as if you are the world's best smile person, okay, or representative. So Arpan, I request you to take a screenshot of all of us.
Sure, ma'am.
Yes. Done?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you so much. Thanks a lot. So
I would just like to interrupt you for a moment.
It's okay. It's absolutely fine.
If all present could just switch on your videos so that ma'am could see you and actually interact with you, and
that's important.
She gets a better idea.
Yeah.
And I get a better screenshot also, actually.
Yes.
Everybody's
right.
videos are on.
True. Okay, so I'm just sharing the screen once again. Let me know if you can see that. Is the screen visible?
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
Perfect. Okay, so I have already given you an introduction of what I am, what is my background, what I do, right? So I'll just move on to the next one. Okay, so I believe that the reason why every one of us is sitting here right now, we agree that personality matters, right? As in, I need not have to ask you whether you feel that personality is important or not, because if you would not have had this particular thought, you would not have been participated or registered for this particular session, right? So being a part of this session, being a part of this particular session, it shows that you understand the importance of personality. So let me just ask you, even if you look at the screen which is there in front of you, let me know that whether you can make a difference between the same personality and the different type of them, or maybe transformation of them. Even if you can look at them, and even if you can think about yourself, and let me know, do you think that why personality matters? What is your thoughts on that? Anybody? Why do you think that it is important to have a good personality?
Makes you stand out. Makes you stand out in the world.
All right.
Yeah.
Lovely. Any other thought?
It makes you more confident.
You're more confident.
Yes, absolutely correct.
People
Okay,
look
so
up to
let
you.
me ask you. Yeah, sorry.
People look up to you.
Oh, lovely. Yes, that's right. When you actually are having some kind of background, or if you have a personality, because that is the very first thing that everybody notices about us, isn't it? Like, if at all, just imagine that, a girl in a pajamas and, wearing a sweatshirt or maybe just a t-shirt sitting in front of you and telling you that, okay, I am the one who's going to conduct a session for you. Do you think that you will get that confidence ki, yes, she's the one, she can talk about personality to me? I don't think so,
Absolutely
right?
not.
Yeah, right, that's right. So that is the reason why, even if you look at the screen and see the transformation of either Kohli or Sara Khan. I've just taken two examples randomly. There's no background to it, but yes, we have so many examples that the moment people realize that yes, this is the right time for me to transform myself or change my personality, that adds a lot and lot to themselves, right? And then they can achieve so much, because as I said, the first thing that we notice is the personality. That's the first impression, because it's very difficult for us to change the first impression that we've already created in front of anyone, isn't it? And that's the reason why it is extremely important to have a beautiful personality. Now again, I have a quiz for all of you. Okay, a very small one. Quickly, we can just go through it. Look at the screen again and tell me which painting would you like to choose for your new house or your living area in your house.
B.
A or B?
Option
B,
B.
right?
B. And B.
Option B.
Yeah, I'm sure undoubtedly everybody will choose this. Now tell me. Okay, you have to give a call to, or you may have to deal with one of these ladies. You have to, ask them few questions or maybe discuss something, anything. Okay, which lady would you like to again talk to?
Lady B.
Or B?
Lady B.
B, right? Again, undoubtedly, I'm sure the option is B. Nobody will say, yeah, I would like to talk to this one. Yeah, right? Okay. Okay. Then let me come back to the point that we have to present that unless we have a good personality, a personality which catches the attraction of other people, no matter how good we are in our knowledge, in our skills, we have any expertise, we have any kind of brilliant background, okay? Unless we come up with a certain personality, we will not be able to create that kind of an aura or charismatic approach of people, isn't it? And that's the reason why it is extremely important to have a personality. And when we say effective personality, what do we mean by that? It's a sum of few things clubbed together, right? So it includes your effective communication. Okay, so when I'm talking about communication here, trust me, I'm not only mentioning about knowledge about the language, because that's just one part of it. When we say communication, it is much more than knowing, having a good vocabulary or knowing the language well. That is just one part, as I said. So we will of course have a discussion on communication. Then the second important aspect is managing your impression, right? Again, when I talk about managing impression, I'm sure many of you would be interested in mythological stories, isn't it? Is it my sound echoing? Am I very clear in my audio, everybody? Can you hear me clearly?
Yes.
Yes, clearly.
Okay, that's good. All right. Okay, so I'm sure many of you would be interested in mythology or maybe history, isn't it? So, I'm not again going to get into the detail of the stories, because every one of us has grown with those stories, right? But yes, when we take an example of Mohini, okay, an incarnation of Vishnu, or when we talk about another incarnation of Shiva, which is Ardhanari Nateshwar, right? Why do you think that they have changed themselves, or they've changed, kind of get up that they generally are having, right? So there's a reason, isn't it? Even if we talk about Rambha, Urvashi, or even if we talk about anybody in the history also, whenever there used to be important meeting that people used to go, or whenever even they are going on a war, right? They get prepared for it. They create an impression, because then yes, people should feel that yes, this is an occasion and people are dressed for occasion. So as I said, managing impression is not something that we have just come up right now, isn't it? It is an age-old concept, and we are just are supposed to live with it, and we are just supposed to inculcate that habit in ourselves, right? You agree with me? And the third important aspect is your magnificent appearance. So I just gave you a background. Just imagine that, you know, a girl in pajama, not very ready and all that. She's sitting in front of you and conducting a personality session. Will you agree with that? No. Here also, many a times I heard people saying that, you know, I don't bother so much about dressing. I have a neutral dressing style. So when I ask them, like my clients also, you know, when they come to me for the first time, and generally when we discuss, they tell me that, okay, I have a neutral dressing style. So I'm really, you know, wondering what neutral dressing is. Okay, so I keep on asking them this question, that what do you mean by neutral dressing? So they say that, you know, when I dress in a manner that I don't want people to notice me. Okay, I'm a very modest kind of a person, so I don't want people to, you know, give any attention to me, and that's the reason why I, you know, very simply I dress. But trust me, there's nothing called neutral dressing. Okay, people always are going to notice you irrespective of what kind of dresses are you going to wear. Okay, so appearance is extremely important. Once you appear in front of somebody, once people look at you, then they decide about their impression about you. Okay, whether they want to give attention to you or whether they don't want to give attention to you, that's a secondary part. But yes, people always look at your appearance, and the first impression or the first perception that you create in the mind of people is through how do you come across as a person, how do you appear to them. Okay, and when I'm talking about appearance, it's not only about appearance, it is also about the body language it's about your facial expressions. So sum total of it is your magnificent appearance. So when we talk about appearance, of course, you know, everybody's personality is different, and then according to the profession that you are into, according to the age group that you belong to, there are in number of different, you know, criteria. How do you actually have to dress? Okay, so I'm not, of course, going to get into the details of it, but I'm going to talk about something which is common for all of us, something that we all should actually, you know, take into consideration. So now I want again somebody to help me out with reading or saying this particular sentence in 5 different manners. There's a sentence in front of you on the screen. You all can read that, right? It's visible enough. So I just want anybody to participate and read this sentence in different manners, 5 different manners, anything that you can, any variation that you can bring. Anybody?
We couldn't hear you clearly in the last sentence. So probably.
Sorry. I'm sorry for that. I'll repeat myself. I said there's a sentence in front of you on the screen, isn't it? So I'm just expecting any one of you to say this particular sentence in, you know, 5 different ways. So you can bring that variation in any which way is possible. Whichever way comes to your mind, you can bring that variation and say it in 5 different ways.
Yeah, Arpan, come on, say it. Reshma ma'am can say it. Reshma ma'am can say it in 5 different ways.
Yeah, I'll just try.
Yes, sure, please.
Yes.
First of all, kudos to you for taking initiative, because that's again an extremely important quality that all of us should have, right? Whenever we get an opportunity for speaking, we should grab it and talk about it. Anything that is there, right? So yes, please go ahead.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you. Yeah,
Pleasure.
I'll just try to read it.
Please do.
I'm sure you are capable of understanding my point of view.
One.
Only this much I have to read, na? So this
Yes,
much
yes.
in 5 variations. Okay.
That's right.
Okay. I'm sure you are capable of understanding my point of view.
Right.
Okay. I'm sure you are capable of understanding my point of view.
Two more to go.
Yeah.
Yes, you're going good.
Okay. I'm sure you are capable of understanding my point of view.
Last one.
Yes. Uh, I am sure you are capable of understanding my point of view.
All right, perfect, lovely. So you've
Okay,
tried to bring
thank you.
that variation through, emphasizing on different words, right?
Yes,
The
yes,
moment you actually emphasize on different words, the meaning changes, isn't it?
yes,
If you
yes.
said, yes, I'm sure you're capable of understanding my point of view, even if you change your voice modulation, the meaning
Tone
will
and
change, right? I'm sure you're
yes,
able to understand my point of view. I change my tone and the entire expressions. I change my expressions, tone, entire meaning of the word changes, right? So that is the reason why it is extremely important for all of us when we talk about communication. The first thing is we have to notice not only about the kind of sentence or the words that are there in the sentence, but we also have to notice the expressions, the tone, the voice modulation, the emphasize, okay, and the energy with which the person is talking about that particular word or that particular sentence, isn't it? So that actually combined together becomes communication. And when you're talking about effective communication, it is extremely important for you to, first of all, develop that listening quality. You have to understand not only the words, but you have to read it in between the lines, right? And that's actually the first principle of effective communication. So you heard, but did you listen? Okay, here I would like to give you one example. Many at times you right now working from home, all of you, most of the time, right? So you're busy doing something which is important, like this session. So suddenly, your small kid comes to you and says ki mama pata hai mere online class mein aaj ye hua, I did this and I did that. What do you do at that time? Do you listen to them? No, right? Because you're busy, so much busy in doing your work. So you just, somehow nod your head or say, ha, acha, acha, acha. But if you have to repeat what they have said, do you remember that? Many a times, I'm sure you don't, right? The reason being, because, many a times you don't listen, you just hear, okay? And most of the time when we are talking to somebody, we are listening to response, right? We're not listening to understand. So that deep listening is the first principle of an effective communication. So what matters in communication? Active listening. You have to become an active listener, first of all. If you really, really want to become good in communication or anything that you do in life, okay, maybe it's your knowledge, expertise, anything, the first thing, it starts with becoming active listener or active reader either, right? So the more you read about something, the more you learn. You become an enriched person. And similarly, the more you listen to other people, the more you develop yourself. That's a very beautiful kind of a principle that we all are living with. We just listening to somebody else and we getting so much from that. Okay, so when we talk about active listening, since I know that you all are from a teaching background, you're teachers, and this is something that you always keep on talking to your students. So I'm not going to talk about something which is a very basic, like what are the barriers of communication and what are the different ways of verbal and non-verbal and written and oral communication and all that. But yes, there are a few important points that generally we miss out. Those are something that I'm definitely going to touch upon. So that first one is active listening. Okay, anyone, if I would ask you that, okay, what did I start with and what did I speak right now, very few of you would be able to recall it completely. Those who have paid complete attention, I'm sure they will be able to recall, right? So active listening becomes an important aspect. Okay, so when somebody is talking to us, okay, and then it actually adds so much to our personality when we are actively listening to somebody, okay, because it comes on our face, it comes in our body language, it comes in the understanding that we have about the person, and it enriches our interpersonal relationship with the other person when we are listening to them. Okay, so as teachers, as mentors, the very first responsibility that we have is to become active listeners. So when we say active listeners, what do we mean? We have to get engaged in the conversation. We have to feel that, okay, the person is saying something, but while I'm sitting in front of him, I can echo what he or she is feeling, right? What he or she is thinking. So that engagement has to be there. Then you have to acknowledge, keep on giving an acknowledgement, right? And many a times, I'm sure, if I would ask you what is the difference between the actual class, physical class, and the online classes, many a times this kind of an acknowledgement which is missing, right? Because we have to keep ourselves on mute. That's again, you know, a kind of etiquette that we need to follow. Okay, so whenever we have to speak, we have to unmute ourselves and then start talking. So many times we miss on nodding our heads or giving that response. Yes. Okay, so we miss all those things, isn't it, on the online platform when we are actually, you know, talking to somebody. So that acknowledgement is extremely important. Okay, when you actually give you can give an acknowledgement just by, you know, you like blinking your eyes as well, and that actually adds a lot. And I can see that Prasad sir, being such an you know, senior veteran person, I can see that, you know, he is continuously acknowledging me whenever I'm saying something. Whenever he agrees with me, there's a smile on his face. Okay, so you know, this is kind of, you know, kind of a personality that we talk about. When you become an effective person, these are all the things which are naturally becomes your personality, right? Focus, you know, as I just given you an example, when you're busy doing something and when your kid comes to you and he or she talks to you, you don't even pay attention to them, right? You feel that okay, bachcha hi to hai yaar, itna kya important baat karega. But what are you trying to do here? You're trying to train them, you know, in a certain aspect, saying that listening is not important because nobody listens to me, so why should I listen to anybody else, right? Yeah, I know this is not a parenting class. Okay, but I'm just trying to touch upon the important factor of focus. Okay, whenever somebody is talking to you, either you tell them that okay, this is not the right time to talk, let's talk a little later because I'm not in that frame of mind to, you know, listen to you. Or else, if you are, you know, choosing to listen to them, then focus and understand what they are saying, right? The next important is respect. We have to have respect for each and every one around us, irrespective of the age, irrespective of their role, irrespective of their profile, anything. Okay, the first thing that we can offer as human beings is respect. That can actually differentiate us from the animals, right? We can respect each other, we can respect each other's you know, feelings, we can respect each other's viewpoints, and that is the reason why we agree the disagreements as well. So respect again is an important aspect. And many at times when we don't understand anything, but we, you know, we just feel that अरे यार कैसे पूछूं इसको कि मुझे समझ में नहीं आ रहा है, right? So that's the very reason many at times we don't actually ask, we don't get clarification. So whenever you don't understand something, please get it clarified. That's again extremely important aspect of your effective communication. So as I said, I'm not going to get into the details of communication, what it is, and you know, the barriers of communication and the different types of communication, because you all are coming from a background wherein you are extremely aware about all these aspects. So I'm going to touch upon few points which are coming out of my experience as a mentor, as a coach, and as a consultant. Okay, and I have handled client of different age and different level, right? I also have had clients who are working as CEO and CFO, CXO categories, right? Who are extremely senior, who are elder than me. So I have come across so many clients, and I have younger clients also who are just 20, 22 years old. So through the background of all these people that I'm talking to and dealing with them, I have understood the do's and the don'ts of communication, which we generally, you know, tend to miss. Okay, so that is what I would like to cover here right now. So when we are talking about it, first is communicate relentlessly. So many at times what happens when we are communicating with somebody, okay, we feel, you know, at times it may happen that the people are not able to understand your point of view, or they're not agreeing to you. So what do? We just give up. Okay, so that giving up attitude you have to first of all leave. Okay, if you really want to communicate something, and again I give you an example of, you know, the people who are sitting here must be parents, and if you are a parents of a teenager, you'll definitely understand my viewpoint here, right? It is very difficult to convince them what, or tell them that what you are trying to communicate. So that relentlessly you have to keep on doing that. That relentlessness is important when you're communicating something important to someone else. Okay, you have to try different methods, you have to try different words, you have to try different ways to communicate your message, and the message you have to ensure that reaches the other person. Don't give up, don't give up communication. Many at times in the family also, in the work relationship also, when we see that the other person is not able to understand our viewpoint, what do? We stop communicating, and that creates a huge communication gap. And that is actually a point wherein, many of our personal and professional problems starts happening, okay, because we are not paying attention to the communication. We stop the communication. And if at all you really want to inculcate good habits in you, or come out as a good personality, you have to first of all communicate relentlessly. You cannot get bored of communicating something to other people, right? Second is simplify and be direct. So here many at times we know that we come from a very good background, so we have, as I said, communication is nothing about vocabulary, it's just one part of it. But since we know too much about communication, many at times we feel that it is like we should use the jargons and we should show up our knowledge. Many at times that's not important, okay? You have to rather simplify your message if you really want to communicate effectively. I'm sorry. That's the quality of a good communicator. You have to communicate your message in a manner that it becomes very, very simple and direct for the other person to understand it. If you beat around the bush, many at times there going to be a perceptual differences between what you're trying to say and what the other person understands. So this distortion is created when you are not able to communicate your message in a simple and direct way. Okay, so that's another point that you always should take into consideration while you're communicating. Listen and encourage input. So as I said, listening, we've already spoken about active listening. Apart from that, you should keep on asking, digging information from people, okay? Don't have a superficial communication. Ha, acha, theek hai, okay. You have a problem, very bad. No, that's not enough, right? Here, the role of compassion, being compassionate, comes very, very prominently, right? You have to encourage people to give you more and more input and information if you really want to communicate well. So that's again an important aspect. Illustrate through stories. So I'm sure irrespective of what age group that we have, we always love to listen to stories, isn't it? So anybody says, I'm going to tell you a story, immediately our ears get open. Okay, wow, it's a story, let me listen to it, right? So that's the reason why whenever you want to communicate effectively, connect it with some stories, your own stories, or maybe the stories which are there around, okay? So you can talk about stories, or you can convert your message into a story, and I'm sure you will become an effective communicator, all right? To become a storyteller, if you really want to become an effective communicator, and affirm with your actions. That's again important. Only saying that I'm a very confident person and sitting like this, shoulder downs, okay, there's a disparity between what you say and what you do, okay? And when this happens, even if once by mistakes, by chance this happens, people will lose their trust in you. So try and avoid this. Whenever you say something, you have to affirm with your action. If you say that I believe in the principles of giving, okay, if you're trying to tell your child that giving is important, give away something which is important for you to somebody else and show it to them. Show it with an action. Lead by example, okay? So if you could do that, I'm sure you'll become an effective communicator. So I hope that I'm making sense to all of you, and I'm saying something which is, actually adding to your perspective. Am I right?
Shraddha, I have one doubt here. Shraddha, can I ask something?
Yes, please.
Yeah, like few
Yes,
people are
please.
actually shy. They don't come up easily, though they are listening attentively, but they feel shy how to talk to the person in front of them. So how to help them? How to help such people?
Okay, so first of all, when I say that this kind of people, they have to help themselves, okay? More than we trying to do something for themselves, they have to understand and, okay, here it is an opportunity for me, okay? It is a platform for me wherein I can come forward and I can talk about something. So you always, keep on, either what we can do is we can actually focus on them and tell them in advance that, okay, tomorrow you're expected to speak, okay? So they become ready and they are mentally prepared that, okay, tomorrow I may have to, add up some inputs or something. That is one way. Second, we can encourage them by, either giving their example or sharing about a part of their story, so that, they are actually trained to complete the story by coming forward. Okay, or else we can actually point out their names and ask them to, you know, give an answer themselves. So it has to be very specific like that. So that is how we can definitely help them out. But what I would say is, more than anybody else trying to help them out, it is their responsibility. It is important that they should come ahead and they should come out of that fear. And there are n number of different ways that you can come out of the fear. Okay, first of all, you have to understand why why that fear is there. So they have to understand the basic of that fear. Exactly what is the reason why I don't answer any question, or why I shy out always. Okay, I'm sure when they are alone or they are with the people whom they are very comfortable with, nobody actually keeps quiet and everybody speaks a lot and things like that. Okay, so here either we have to make them comfortable with the environment, that's one. And second, they also have to convince themselves that yes, if at all I want to create a kind of an aura, or I want to become an important person, if I want to grow in my life or develop in my life, I have to start talking and giving answers. Okay, there's nothing called wrong answer, or there's nothing called something stupid. Okay, so whenever you come across something, whenever somebody asks you a question, give your point of view, right? It may not be matching with the point of view of the other person, but it's okay, it is your point of view, so own it. Okay, so that leadership has to be there somewhere. You have to come forward and you have to convince yourself first of all that yes, this is a need of time. I have to come out of that shell which I have created for myself, because it's a mental blockage, right? It is nothing else. If you really want to communicate, you can definitely communicate. Okay, so don't wait for somebody else to come and tell you that okay, you have to speak now. Okay, it is your own responsibility to come forward and start talking, because that's not going to add anything to anybody else, but that's going to add a lot to your own confidence. Okay, the moment you will see that you're coming out of that fear, that's the best moment of your life, trust me. You will love that moment and you will feel so confident and so motivated and so happy about yourself. That feeling cannot be compared with anything else. So I believe that's my answer here, Preeti.
Right.
Did I answer your question?
Yes, perfectly. Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much, Shraddha.
Thank you so much. Lovely. Okay, so here, as I said, I'm just going to touch upon the important points which I have realized. So here we spoke about the do's of communication. Now I'm going to move ahead and tell you about the don'ts of communication. So here again, I think, Preeti, your question will be answered in a different way, because you know, these are the reason many at times we actually don't communicate effectively, because we have a certain thing in our head. Okay, so here are the don'ts of communication. So when we say don'ts of communication, the very first thing is mind reading. Many at times you feel that कि मुझे पता है ये इंसान क्या सोच रहा है अभी. Okay, अगर मैं ये बोलूं कि ये सही है, ये चांद है, तो he will say नहीं, ये सूरज है. Okay, so this is not something about the other person, it is about your own assumption. Okay, so you make an assumption that I can do the mind reading, and you actually make an impression about the person already, that the person doesn't like me. Okay, so if you actually, yeah, उसके चेहरे से मुझे दिख रहा है कि उसको ना मैं पसंद नहीं हूँ, right? So when you come across this kind of mind reading activities or assumptions, okay, unless you are, you know, a certified mind reader or a psychological expert, don't read minds of other people. Go to them with an open mind, okay, without having any prejudice in your head, without making any assumption. Don't do this mind reading, and don't go with an assumption when you are communicating to somebody. Okay, don't think about what they are thinking about you at this particular moment from their expressions. I'll again tell you a simple story here. Okay, you know, again, when I was working with one of my client, okay, we used to have a very kind of a good connect with each other, and we used to talk, because earlier before this pandemic, of course, we used to have this one-on-one sessions, and we used to sit in front of each other and talk and things like that, right? So one day, this client of mine, when we were having a meeting, okay, so in that meeting, you know, I saw that the energy level was very down, and he was, you know, answering very shortly, and he was completely out of his mind. So whenever I used to ask him, okay, what did you do about the I did. So I was like surprised. Okay, are you planning to complete this activity? I'll see, Shraddha, I don't know. So I was like, oh my God, what happened to this person suddenly? Why is he started behaving like this? okay, because generally he is not like that. I knew that. Okay, so then I took some time. I said, okay, I don't think this is the right time today for us to take this session. So he said, why not? So I said, because I don't feel comfortable. I don't know, something is wrong with me. So he said, no, Shraddha, let me tell you the truth. There is nothing wrong with you, but I have of which I'm extremely disturbed. Okay, and since I didn't want to discuss that problem with you, that is the reason I didn't cancel the session. But I'm not completely here right now, so I'm completely into that particular issue, and that's the reason why I'm replying to you like this, because I'm not into me. Okay, I'm not able to understand what you're trying to tell me, and I will not understand right now. So I said, okay, in that case, like, choice is yours. Either you discuss that problem with me, because that's not a part of our actually agreement. So if you really want to discuss it with me, you can go ahead. And then he started talking about his problem, and then at length we spoke about it. Of course, I was not supposed to give him any advice about his personal life, but I was just playing the role of a listener at that time, and that is how we went ahead with that session. It was actually not an effective session at all, because we didn't discuss anything about an important topic which we were doing, like coaching topic. But yes, that was the best session, I would say, that created such kind of a equation between him and me, that the entire session ahead was completely a success. So what am I trying to tell you here? I would have read his mind at the time, saying that अरे यार ये तो मुझसे ऐसे कैसे बात कर रहा है, he doesn't respect me, and this is ये bad person है, और मुझे नहीं लगता I should coach him, and things like that. If I would have thought about all these things, what would have happened? There would have been a gap between our communication. I may have said to him that let's stop the coaching sessions ahead, let's not do it anymore, right? Or he would have said, if I would not have asked him about his problem or what exactly is going on in the background, he would have just continued with the session, and it would have been a failure, isn't it? So whenever we are trying to do this mind reading, okay, first of all, we have to get a clarification from the person. Okay, don't read the minds, don't get into that कि अरे ये ऐसे ही सोच रहा है इसके. There could be some other reasons for the person to behave or react in the manner that he is doing right now. You have to evaluate his personality and see if he is always like this with you. And if you feel that yes, he is always like this with me, then you should go and confront and ask, yes, what is the reason? Like, why you don't like me? Okay, but that could be a rare thing, is what I believe. Okay, second is cause and effect. Many at times we get into this cause and effect thing. Okay, if I would do this, if I would talk to this person, he will always reply in this particular manner, or he will always do not like me. So many at times we try and figure out, or we try and show ourselves so great, and we are into that process, miss the other person so much. So we say that I'm the one who always take initiative, go to him and talk to him, but he never replies to my messages, or he never gets back to me, right? So many at times these cause effects are not in reality. It is just a mind game that we are playing. Okay, it is just there in our head. We've already made an assumption, and those are based on the assumption. Okay, and it may not be a reality. So if you really want to become an effective communicator, don't get into this cause and effect kind of a thing. कि पहले ऐसे हुआ था, way back when I was talking to him, he replied to me like this. That is the reason why it is always going to happen this way. Not necessary. Okay. Again, you have to try and understand the situation of the other person before you get into those cause and effect session. And don't glorify yourself. It's fine. You want to glorify yourself, it's okay. But then also remember that the other person, you have to start respecting that person. You have to listen to that person. Okay, so don't get into this cause and effect things. Again, presupposition. Okay, so here I would like to give you a visualization, again an imaginary example, but I'm sure many of you would have come across it, because I also have come across it before. So let's say Prasad sir. Okay, so you're going to him and asking him for a leave. You want to take a leave tomorrow suddenly, okay, for no reason, and you have something important, you want to take that leave. So you go to him and you going with a presupposition that he is always going to be, reacting very badly and saying ki, kya tumhe baar baar leave chahiye? Why do you want to take a leave? You've just taken a leave last week. Okay. So you are already presupposed his reaction in your mind ki he is going to behave with me like this. And then you are already defensive. Ki, Achha, if he says this to me, ki you've already, I will also tell him, sir, that day I was working here till 9 o'clock in the night, overtime. And whenever there is an event, I am the one who always handles this event, right? So you have already made up the entire communication based on your presupposition. Okay, you entering his office and you already have that defensive zone. So your expressions, your voice, your tone, everything, you say ki sir mujhe leave chahiye tomorrow. So and he says, okay, go, no worries. And then you're surprised. Oh my God, what am I going to do with all that dramatic thing which I've already, cooked up in my mind? So it's vain, right? It's useless. So that is the reason why many a times you, again, as I said, don't have a presupposition. Don't create an entire, communication or entire conversation in your head. Let's have a scope of naturally coming out with some communication. Don't assume that the other person is always going to reply you or respond you in a certain way. Okay, so you need not have to be always ready for any communication. You can be open, you can be natural, and that's more important when you are communicating with anybody and everybody. Okay, next is universal qualifier. Again, we have some common analysis that Preeti is always an amicable person, or Preeti is always going to say yes to whatever we ask her. Okay, so why are you actually putting her into a difficult situation here by saying that Preeti, I know you always say yes, so this time also? No, it's not like that. So don't make it a universal qualifier. Okay, you need not have to get the same kind of a reply from somebody always. Do you do that? Do you always give the same reply to anybody? Just try and evaluate your own self. No, right? So don't expect this from other people. Don't have a universal qualifier that X person is always like that or Y person is always like that. Okay, again, be open and be natural. Next is external versus internal. Okay, so many a times before even establishing any conversation or a communication with somebody, we say that ki nahi yaar, mujhe to is cheez se bahut dar lagta hai. So again, this is an answer for those people who shy out and who don't answer. Okay, you say you don't answer because many a times you externalize it, saying that people may laugh at me because my voice is not very good, or my vocabulary is not very good, or maybe my communication skills are not extremely good. So you will actually externalize it, or maybe you'll say कि नहीं आज मेरी तबीयत ठीक नहीं है इसीलिए मैं answer नहीं कर रही हूँ, right? Or maybe I'm not answering right now because I'm not wearing a very nice dress today. Okay, or maybe I'm not in my 100%. So you try and always do this internalization or externalization. That actually takes away a lot of times. It takes away your confidence. Okay, and it makes you shy out. It makes you go away from the communication. So again, avoid doing that externalization or internalization. Be open, be whatever you are, good, bad, whatever it is, whatever voice quality. You know what, I'm also coming from a background, Preeti knows about it, right? I was actually positive, corona positive. I'm not even confident right now because I don't know how my face is coming up on the screen, but that's okay. That is how it is, right? I'm a survivor, I'm a warrior. I should be proud of myself instead of thinking about it actually had an effect on my skin and I'm not looking good and things like that, right? I know that there is a swelling in my face, but that's okay, that's me, right? Ultimately it is my personality, so why do I internalize it or externalize it in any which ways, isn't it? And then several effects. The last point, this is again a very big don't of communication. Don't have a several effects. It is always like this, I am always like this. Okay, this is kind of an excuse that you generally use for doing anything in your life. I am not good. Okay, I cannot do. All these words which we generally do. Okay, if somebody says that, okay, read this book, no, I don't like to read this particular matter. Okay, or somebody says do this course, no, I'm not good in technology. So what are we trying to do? At least give it a try, right? At least try it once. So don't get into these several effects that it is always going to be like this. You never know. You will be the master of the technology if you try it, right? So you first have to give it a try. So similarly in a communication also, don't generalize and say, I cannot talk to this person ever, or I cannot answer this question ever. So if you already make up your mind and if you already get into that several effects, you will never be able to achieve anything. Okay. So these are the don'ts of communication, which again, based on my experience, I wanted to share with you. I'm sure it will be useful for you. So give it a thought, think about it, reflect on it. And I'm sure some of these are the common mistakes that we generally actually do, right? Many of us, even I do that sometimes. But then yes, I actually try and reflecting myself and think about, okay, what went wrong, and then I try and correct myself. So similarly, every one of us can do that, isn't it? So here I spoke about communication. So the next thing I want to talk about is appearance. So why do you think dress matters? Why do you think we have to dress? Why do you think that we have to dress well? Anybody? Now I want all those who are not talking to answer my questions. How many participants are there in the seminar right now? Arpan, how many people we have?
55.
55. And look at that. I can only hear the voices of maybe 5 to 7 people up till now.
So now you start asking.
Yes.
You
So
follow
I
their
want-
names.
Yeah, so I think we should use that methodology that, look at the name on the screen and say, yes, X person is going to answer. So if you could, Preeti, if you could help me with that, because I cannot see all the names because of my
Sure,
screen
even I am using my phone. I guess you start with, I can see Jayanti's name here. Jayanti will start.
Yes, Jayanti, please answer. I'm waiting for your answer.
Is
Okay.
Jayanti on mute? Yeah.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah, I'm there.
Look at her. She's all decked up to give an answer right now. Kudos to you. Go
Thank
ahead,
you.
please.
Thank you, ma'am. Yeah. I think well dressed matters a lot actually. It shows first of all your personality,
Right.
and the whichever section you're sitting, the maybe you're going for the party, you have a party look, you will wear a party dress. So if you're sitting for a section, you will wear in that way. So dress matters a lot.
Right. Very good. And you are wearing a very beautiful yellow. So I must give
Thank
you
you
a
so much.
compliment for that. Yes.
ma'am.
I want someone else to answer now.
Thank
Who's
you, ma'am.
that, Preeti?
Nishigandha.
Yes. Lovely name, Nishigandha. Let me see your face.
Can you see me? Hello?
Yes. But there is some kind of, I don't know what it is, like some barrier.
Some barrier.
Yes. Yeah, it's better now.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I
Yes.
feel that dress matters a lot.
Mhm.
And that helps friend person to come to talk to you.
Mhm. Okay. So you become approachable is what you're trying
that's
to
right.
say,
Yeah.
right? Yeah. Lovely. Lovely. Thank you.
We have next Rima Morutkar.
Rima. Nice specs, Nishigandha, by the way.
Yeah, thanks. Huh?
Welcome.
So that appealed Shraddha,
Sorry?
right? So Shraddha is already impressed with her nice specs.
Absolutely, absolutely.
An
The
example.
perfect frame, the kind of face that she has, I don't know. I mean, whether she has consulted any image consultant or something, but the kind of face that she has and the kind of frames that she's using, it is perfectly matching with her personality. So that's the reason I said that.
Yeah,
Those who are-
I haven't
those who are-
consulted anybody.
All right.
I have choose this frame की जी सगळ्यात स्वस्त आहे. Sorry.
बर अच्छा
सगळ्यात
पण
स्वस्त
आय एम शुअर चॉईस तुम्हीच केली असणार आहे बरोबर
लेस आहे ती मी चूज केली या सगळ्यात स्वस्त असलेली चूज केली.
अच्छा पण छान चेहऱ्याला छान सूट करतीये ती.
But किसने बोला सस्ता अच्छा नहीं होता है? Who said this?
No, of course I'm going to talk about that. It is not necessary कि सस्ता है तो अच्छा नहीं है.
Exactly.
Yes. Rima, where are you?
There are just a moment. There are people answering in the chat box, so they can unmute themselves and talk. I see.
Yeah, I'm so sorry
Sonia
because as I told
Sanders.
it becomes very difficult for me to switch from the actual conversation, then PPT, and then look at the chat box. So I'm not able to see the answers there.
Yes.
There's somebody
Hi,
called
ma'am.
Sonia Sanders. who
hello.
will
Yes.
answer.
Thank you, sir. Hi, ma'am. I'm Sonia.
Hey Sonia, why can't we see you?
wait, ma'am, I need actually,
Uh-huh.
ma'am, I'm near
Yes.
to, I'm in Pimple Nilak only. So
Oh, lovely. Where do you stay?
Gulmohar Park, very near
Okay.
to you, I think.
Yeah, it's actually very, very close to me. I stay in Bora Happy Homes. This is actually a very feminine quality, Prasad sir. Please excuse us for this, because whenever we get a connection, we immediately start actually talking
No,
about
ma'am,
it. So,
I'm okay with it. I'm okay with it because you must be seeing I'm surrounded only with women teachers. So I'm okay with it. I'm anyways always left out, so it's okay.
I'm sure you don't have a choice otherwise. Thank you, sir. Yes.
So much rain is there due to network.
You have a
issues,
dimple
so I
on your
have switched on.
dimple on your cheek.
Thank you, ma'am.
Oh, lovely.
Thank
Okay.
you. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Go ahead.
Ma'am, whenever I am wearing a dress and I'm coming out, sometimes so I'm changing 3 to 4 dresses.
Oh, lovely.
I just change it.
Nice.
And number of people are saying you are looking beautiful. If my dress or my mirror is saying no, you are not feeling comfortable, I just remove and change.
Lovely. What a response. Excellent response. Very good.
Thank you, ma'am.
Yeah, Nipa Makwana, you want to say something?
Yes.
Yes, sir. First impression is always the last impression. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So if you are dressed
Who's this?
properly, you
Nipa.
yourself feel very happy
Nipa,
and
okay.
fresh.
Mm-hmm.
You always feel happy, fresh. Whenever you are upset, immediately change. Matlab, get up, dress,
Right.
wear a nice dress, do the makeup. The full this, matlab, your mood will get changed.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Right. But we can't see your dress actually, Nipa. We can just see you here till here. So I'm not able to make up what kind of dress are you wearing. I'm so excited that I'm actually tilting down from my screen as if
Can
I
you
have-
see me?
black and white. Lovely, nice.
That was
Good one.
Nipa, right?
Unique pattern, I liked it. Yeah.
Nipa, so are you going to change 3-4 times even now during the session? So you'll keep on
Not
checking
during
the-
session, please.
No, the session is so interesting.
kidding,
I
just
don't want to
kidding.
miss a section of part of this. I don't want to
Lovely,
miss. I'm
thank
not
you.
going to change this during the session.
Lovely.
Like
That's a
it's-
compliment for me.
We've got Kalpana ma'am who also wants to answer.
Sure.
Yeah, Kalpana.
Nice to hear you, Nipa.
Good evening, ma'am. This is Kalpana.
evening.
Yeah.
Hey, good evening.
Hi. We feel confident when
What
we
a
are
beautiful
presenting.
smile you have, Kalpana. Such a
Oh,
beautiful
thank you.
smile you have.
Thank you so much. You too, ma'am.
Thank you.
We feel confident when we are presentable with a very nice dress and the colors glowing.
You're
You
right.
feel that you are a point of attraction.
Oh, lovely. That's right, actually. That's correct. Okay, so nice replies. See, that is what I'm trying to tell you all, that you are so good in actually, communicating. So why don't you come forward and do it yourself? Why somebody else has to tell you that, okay, you come forward and talk, okay? You're so confident. And the points that you all are making are so relevant, right? So you all are right when you say that appearance or the dress matters. So why do you dress? You dress not to impress anybody else, right? That is just 20% or 10% of it. Generally, we dress for ourselves so that, we feel so good about dressing, right? The moment, I'm sure, like, I want you all to do this experiment later whenever you have time, okay? And whenever you are allowed to go out in the pandemic, of course. That's another important criterion nowadays. But then whenever you go out, okay, so try and go in a dress which is not you, okay? You don't like that dress, or you somehow have it in your closet, but you don't like it much, or you don't feel yourself when you wear it. It is something different, or maybe you have seen somebody else wearing it and that's why you bought it, but later you realize that, okay, this is not for me. Okay, I'm not comfortable. As Nipa said, you're not comfortable in that dress, or maybe Sonia said that, right? If at all we are not comfortable in that dress, try wear that dress and go out and see your own personality. You will be so conscious, I'm sure. And you'll always feel that, everybody's looking at you amused, even the strangers. And you will not be confident to talk to people. Okay. But the other moment, dress in the best dress of yours, the one that you feel suits you the best. Okay, the one that you get the most of the compliments from people and the most you feel confident when you wear that particular dress. Go out with that dress and look at the confidence that you're going to have. Okay, I'm sure, not apart from getting compliment from people, whoever is looking at you, you'll feel that, you know, as if they are getting attracted and getting impressed. Hai na, Kalpana? So they're getting impressed by your personality, and whatever you're going to do on that day, I'm sure you'll be successful because you're dressing for that purpose, right? So that is the reason why, as I said, it matters how do you dress. Okay, it matters for other people 20% to create an impression or to impress somebody else, right? That is, of course, one of the criteria we have. But apart from that, it is important for us ourselves, because 80% it adds to our personality, our confidence, our aura, our body language. Okay, I'm sure if you wear a low neck, and if you are generally not wearing a low neck, I'm sure you will be keep on doing this, है ना? अपना हाथ उसी पे जाता है ना? टाइट ड्रेस पहन लिया तो we keep on stretching it as if कि stretch कर करके full length हो जाने वाला है. Is it going to happen that way? I'm sure not, right? But we keep on, stretching it. Why? Because we are not comfortable. And when we are not comfortable in that particular dress, it shows up. It shows up on our face. It shows up in the body language that we have, and it shows up in the confidence. So it is important to dress technically or dress in a beautiful manner or in an appropriate manner. So I'm going to come to that, of course. But look at this picture and let me know what you feel about it. Which one did you like and why? Yes, who's going to answer this time? We can have maybe 1 or 2 people answering this question.
I liked both.
Oh, lovely. That's nice. Anybody else has any other answer?
Shall I take out? Shall I
Yes, please.
say any names? Ashwini, which one did you like?
Where are you, Ashwini?
Ashwini Pawar.
Ashwini is looking at herself in the mirror first. How am I looking so that I can switch on my screen?
Can I reply till then? Hello?
Yes, please.
Yes, Avni.
Yeah, I feel that both has its own beauty.
Avni, what is it around your cheek?
Actually, I was wearing a mask. I have just pulled it down just to reply.
Okay, to speak. Nice. Yeah, so that is another aspect of fashion nowadays, right? Wearing a mask.
It's not,
so much of variety in the mask, isn't it? Yes.
Yes, a lot. I feel beauty in both of them. One is a beauty which is, which is coming out from a village type, means totally traditional one, and one is the beauty which is of the modern this thing. So both has its own beauty, and this is what I feel.
Lovely. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay. Yeah, so when we are looking at this picture, okay, generally we make an impression based on, the first impression or maybe the first perception that comes to our mind, right? Both of them are almost having the similar heights. Both of them are beautiful, isn't it? If you look at their faces, they both of, but actually the other lady is wearing a sari which is not very well draped, isn't it? She hasn't worried a lot with the draping of her sari. Okay, and this another lady, okay, she is wearing the sari very elegantly. Okay, and her postures is also very elegant. So here, if we try and say that X lady is beautiful or Y lady is beautiful, we are trying to commit a mistake here, because we don't know why are they dressing that way, isn't it? So it is important for us to dress for an occasion. So unless we know the background that why this lady is wearing a certain sari and in a certain manner, we don't know that, right? As Preeti has correctly said, maybe she's from a rural background, or who else has said that? Avni has said that, right? That she may be from rural background and the other lady is from, maybe urban background. And that is the reason why. So that could not be a, evaluation criteria, I understand. But yes, probably this lady is going for a social event, and that's the reason why she's wearing a sari which is simpler and maybe comfortable. okay, and she need not have to manage it well, but the other lady is going for a party or an event, and that's why she is wearing a sari which is, you know, quite elegant and show up her personality, and people get attracted. Okay, so here the point that I'm trying to explain all of you is that, you know, there are different reasons for which we actually dress up, right? We dress up for a certain occasion, and when we are dressing up, there are 3-4 things that we need to take into consideration. The very first important thing is we have to appropriately dress, right? Our dress has to be appropriate for the occasion. What are we going for? Just imagine that, you know, I'm wearing a kind of hoodie right now and a cap and, you know, actually a floral kind of a dress right now, and coming in front of you, you'll say, are you actually going to go to a beach party after that, Shraddha? Isn't it? Or just imagine that you have a formal function in your school, okay? Prasad sir forgot to tell you about the dress code, and all of you are coming in a party wear, and he's surprised what happened to my ladies, right? So of course, when you have an occasion, you have to dress for the occasion. So that appropriate dressing is an extremely important factor, right? The second factor which is important in dressing is authentic dressing. So when we say authentic dressing, we mean that it has to be suitable to all of us, right? Many of you have said that, you know, unless I'm comfortable in that dress, I should not be wearing it. So that is absolutely goes with authentic dressing. You have to dress according to your personality, what suits you, not because somebody else looks good in that dress, I'm wearing that dress. Okay, how it goes wrong, I'm going to come to that, of course, right? That is the second important aspect, where you have to appropriately dress, you have to authentically dress. Next is attractively dressed. Okay, so you have to, of course, yeah, we are, you know, we are ladies, and then not only ladies, we are human beings, and we are supposed to attract each other, isn't it? That is how we communicate. That is how we interact, right? Unless we get attracted with each other, we won't find any interest. So attraction is not having one single meaning, right? We should not actually look at this particular word from one single point of view. Attraction is trying to get an attention from somebody. Okay, and anything that we want to do right now, I want to convey my opinion to all of you. I have to keep you attracted towards me, right? I can do that maybe through my words, through my action, through my body language, through my energy, through the way I look, isn't it? So there are different ways. So attraction sometimes is, you know, getting attention from somebody, right? So the third important aspect in your dressing is your attracting, okay? Dressing for attracting. And the last and foremost important, Nipa, it will be important for you, I'm sure, affordable dressing, right? So you should not go for a fashion because, you know, everybody else is doing that, or maybe, you know, you have seen that maybe Kareena Kapoor is wearing a certain sari and we getting that sari in a cheaper rate, so let's buy it. No, it should not be like that. It should be affordable to your own choice, your own finances, right? Because we are doing fashion for ourselves. We're not doing fashion for, you know, forgetting everything else in the world. We're doing it because we should feel happy. So for our emotional well-being, I understand is important, but at the same time, our financial well-being also matters, isn't it? So these are the 4 important aspects, I believe, that always keep in mind when you are dressing for an occasion, right? 1, it has to be appropriate. 2nd, authentic. 3rd, as I said, attractive. And last, as I said, affordable. Okay, so please remember that. Now look at this particular image. Isn't it funny? Yeah. So when you try and copy someone else without realizing that, you know, what kind of person you are, these kind of things keep on happening, isn't it? So whenever you're choosing a certain dress for yourself, you have to be extremely careful. Okay, do not do fashion because everyone else is doing that, or do not do fashion because somebody else is telling you. As I said, of course, according to the kind of body structure that you have, everybody has different dressing style. We cannot get into the personalized zone here and discuss about personal dressing. But yes, of course, when you are selecting a certain dress for yourself, please remember about your height, about your weight, about your body structure, about the different part of your body. And that goes for Arpan, yes, that goes for boys as well as girls, everyone, right? If you're not dressing according to the kind of person you are or kind of look that you have, or kind of body that you have, it many a times goes wrong. Okay, so it is important for all of us to remember that we have to look at ourselves, and then we have to decide a certain dress for ourselves based on the kind of body that we have, based on the color that we have, skin color, based on the kind of size that we are in, right? Based on the weight and based on the height, and then body parts. Okay, many of us come with different body parts. Even if we are very less in the weight, maybe a certain area of our body would be different than others, right? Or maybe a larger than others. So we have to take all these things into consideration. So the best is try it first and then buy. And this is not possible on online. Otherwise you have to get into that, refund zone and all those things. So window shopping always works here when you are choosing a dress for a special occasion. Okay. So here I forgot to say that. No, I still have it. Okay. I'm coming to that. Okay. All right. So dress for an occasion. So how do you dress for your birthdays, by the way? All of you. How do you look on your birthdays? Do you look the same generally? Preeti, whom would you like to call right now?
Reshma, ma'am.
Okay, Reshma. It reminds me that old movie, Reshma. Let me see your face.
Yeah,
you look like Hema Malini.
Oh wow,
okay,
thank you so
lovely.
much.
You do have that kind of face structure like Hema Malini. I must say that. Okay. Yeah.
वो है ना हमारी हेमा मालिनी है, वो बसंती की तरह गुस्सा करती है, कोई पढ़ता नहीं है तो बिल्कुल.
अच्छा, look at that. Basanti. Okay, lovely.
Yes. To your question to ma'am, definitely not. We are definitely not looking the same on our birthdays.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Of course, we want to look differently than the last birthday celebration.
Yes. How many days do you take to prepare for the dress of your birthday, like the sari or dress? All तुम्हारे सारे secrets आज बाहर आने वाले हैं, Reshma.
No, yes. No, not that much. But then still, yes.
नहीं, not that much. Maybe just 1 or 2 months. Okay.
Actually, my children, they are having the birthdays. We are having our birthdays on immediate weeks.
Oh, lovely.
So first, so my more concentration is on their birthdays
their
now.
Birthday, of course.
So it's like a month celebration is always there.
Nice, very good. But by going out, stepping out to buy their dresses, you also select one for yourself.
Yes, that
hidden
is there.
purpose.
That is there. Yes, of course.
Yes, lovely. Thank you so much, Reshma.
Yeah,
okay, so that is what
I have one person who will answer about dressing and getting, wanting to buy a lot of dresses for her birthday, and she loves shopping. Renuka, शांत तो काय करत असतेस? तू किती shopping करतेस?
Where are you? Renuka, I must see you.
Renuka, बोल. Unmute कर.
Pinch करायचंय मला तुला.
Something special, वेगळं.
One more thing I want to add this. Excuse me, ma'am. Shraddha, ma'am.
Yes.
Excuse me. One more thing I want to add in this. Yeah. In this, I want to add one more thing. Just one we grown up now. Just like we are growing up now, so we feel like we get like a dress up like person. We feel like a less age. Getting it?
Right. That's true. We want to look young. We always, of course, that's a right of women, isn't it? We should always look young, irrespective of the age. Age is just a number.
Even for men, it's the right of the men also.
Sadhna, completely.
It's the right of the men also to look young.
And you have a beautiful background, and in your maybe that is your house, and there's a beautiful painting or something.
No, just I am outside. Still, I'm attending your this section. Just you should appreciate me. Thank you.
Absolutely. Kudos to you. Kudos to your spirit. Seriously, that shows that you actually wanted to attend it. Lovely.
I was traveling. I was in this section. Yeah, ma'am. Thank you. Now I'll keep turn off my camera. Thank you.
Chalega. No worries. Yeah. Yes, Renuka.
Something special.
What is that special generally?
वेगळं, सगळ्यांपेक्षा वेगळं, उठून दिसेल लोकांनी विचारलं पाहिजे.
देर यू कम आता येत आहे ते हळूच बाहेर. उठून दिसायला पाहिजे. राईट. कोणी जर माझ्या बर्थडेला माझ्यापेक्षा चांगले कपडे घातले तर तुम्ही गेलं कामात.
विचारलं पाहिजे ना.
Yes, absolutely. I agree with that. Okay. Yes. So when we say dressing, we always want to dress specially for a special occasion, right? We want to, dress for a special occasion, but why can't we make every day as a special day? Right? Why can't we always ensure that we are the best looking person in the world? Okay, and as I said, we're not doing it for anybody else but ourselves. Forget about कि बाहर क्या हो रहा है, pandemic है, corona की cases बढ़ रहे हैं, every day we getting the news and all those things. Forget about it. Okay, any which ways, with the corona or without corona, we on any which ways going to go ahead with our lives, isn't it? So why not actually dress, make every day special and dress for a special occasion every day, right? That's a point that I wanted to make here. And thank you so much everyone for echoing with my point. Okay. And then here, look at the way that we generally dress for success. So dressing for success is important. Okay. And as I said, every day we should actually move on in our lives, even if it is the first session that we're taking with the students or we're doing anything. Okay. We should always be ready for getting success. We should always evaluate our session, and at the end of the session, we should imagine that, okay, my students, my kids were happy and there was a smile in their face. That means my session was good. Okay. So I'm sure as a teacher, we always worry about it. So that is the success for us. Conducting a good class is a successful activity, isn't it? So we should always dress for success, and that start from your closet, your wardrobe. So the very first important thing is wardrobe management. Okay. So now again, I would like you all to go back after this session and just have a look at your wardrobe. How many of you are having it like option A, and how many of you are like having it like option B? The moment you start arranging it, yes sir, yes sir.
You are putting all the husbands into a problem now.
Yes sir, that's my job actually. So I get money paid for that, sir. When the husband's money goes out, the money comes to me. All right, so just have a look at your wardrobe today. Once you are done with this session, and if it is not arranged properly, then must do that, because then you'll realize that, okay, which colors are the prominent colors, or which are the colors of your own personality, right? Which you have the most, which are the particular items wherein you have to pair it with something. Yes, sir, I'm coming to the shopping right now. So you can know that, these are the pants that I have, and I have to do a shopping of shirts for this, and you will have colors in mind. So next time, whenever, even if you're going for a random shopping, you will be able to end up choosing the best match for the pair that you already have at home, right? So wardrobe management is the most important aspect of dressing for success. Unless you have it properly arranged in your wardrobe, and if you don't know that these are my occasion wears, and these are my regular wears, and these are my official wear, or these are my event and function wears, okay, unless you divide it that way, it is going to be very, very difficult for you, because it's frustrating. I don't know how many of you have had this experience, but you want to wear that one sari, isn't it? That best one that you always like, and you keep on searching that in your wardrobe, and you're not getting it, and that is the reason why you are not dressed well. And then you feel like, I'm not dressed for the occasion, because that was the one sari I wanted to wear, but I didn't look for it on the other day, and today I'm not able to find it out because my wardrobe is not arranged properly. Okay, so please don't miss out on your clothes, because you have variety of clothes, I'm sure, right? So to ensure that you are not wearing the same clothes again and again just because your wardrobe is not set properly, that actually a kind of disaster. So please try and avoid it. Okay, and then I'm going to quickly give you some tips, important tips of dressing for success, because that is how I actually talk to my clients generally, because these are the rules which are applicable to each one of us, every one of us. Okay, these are not specific to your personality, but these are the standard ones. So bust out the iron or steamer, just say no to wrinkles. So this is extremely, extremely important. Even if you're sitting here right now, for an online session where is only upper torso is visible and not even that, only the shoulders are visible, you still have to ensure that the dress that you're wearing is wrinkle free, it is neat, ironed, properly washed, and it is the good looking one. Okay, because you never know what kind of important occasion you're going to come across in your life. Okay, and that's the reason why you always have to be ready with your dress. So you ensure that that is the very first basic rule. I'm sure every one of you would know that and following that, but please actually remember it. Okay, so dress to impress. Can somebody read that, because I'm not able to read that out for some reason. Dress to impress reflect a casual dress, isn't it? Reflects I don't care attitude. So when we talk about I don't care attitude, I'm sure it is about casual dressing, right? So many a times, we are not bothered. Like you would see that people are so bothered about their dressing, and they are so perfect that the mask also, they are wearing different mask every day when they are stepping out. And then there are people who are not bothered about the kind of dupatta that you're wearing, or the shirt and the trouser and the shirt, whether there's a match between it or not, or the tie that you're wearing. Gents, yes, Arpan and all those people, right? And the ladies also, many a times you're not bothered about the chappal or the shoes that you're wearing. Okay, so many a times when you go out like this, it shows an I don't care attitude of yours. Okay, because you're not dressed properly, because you're not dressed for success, it also reflects on the other people, and they actually judge you or perceive you based, or they create an impression about you based on the kind of footwear that you're wearing. So again, for boys, it is important that you polish your shoes. For ladies, you have to ensure that it is not a chappal that you wear in the night or something, because many at times we actually do not pay so much of attention to our footwear, right? But that is also one of the important aspects. Then we have avoid the terrible twos. So too short, too tight, too low cut, all these twos are quite difficult to handle unless you're very, very comfortable, and maybe you are into a profession wherein it is very commonly like too tight and too low, and all those are very commonly used factor. You should not try it in at least the formal setup or something when you're going for something which is important for you. Okay, so this is not a dress for success. Gentlemen, Arpan sir, yes, keep that manly facial hair neatly groomed. That is important. I'm sure you would be taking care of it, and I could see that both of you are taking care of it. But just a kind of reminder for all of you. Excuse me for that. Okay, keep it classic. Chrome hair belongs to in your high school yearbook. So you have to actually start dressing and start making hairstyles and start using clothes which are suitable to your personality, suitable to your profession, suitable to the occasion that you are actually going for. Okay, that's also matters a lot. Go easy on the makeup. Again, for ladies, there's only one room for Lady Gaga on this earth. You know that, right? And I could see that you all are so simply makeup and simply dressed. So I can actually be sure about this particular factor, that you never go too much in that category. So I'm happy about that. So don't overcomplicate. Too many accessories equal one big distraction. So it happens, okay? So when you're wearing accessories, ensure that, the entire focus doesn't go on your accessories, and it is actually complementing what you are trying to present and portray about yourself. If you're wearing too many accessories or something that is not suitable to your personality, like I'm wearing this, long earrings, if you could see, right? I can have the confidence of wearing these right now because it is getting hide in my long hairs, right? So if I would have, keep my hair up, pinned up, I would not have wore these earrings right now. Okay, so that is how you have to ensure that the accessories are complementing and not contradicting or not distracting people from what you are actually trying to portray or present yourself. So that is important about dressing. Okay, so here we come to the last point that we have for discussion. Once we are done with the discussion, I am happy to take your questions. So probably, Preeti, do we have 5-10 minutes for it, or maybe we have to finish the session by 5:50?
We still have time. No, we still have time. You can, yes, absolutely.
Perfect. So once we are done with the discussion, we will focus on the questions. So you have to shoot, okay? Keep on asking as many questions as you can to me. I would love to answer your questions. So now again, I have something for you here. Impression management, when we talk about it, what comes to your mind when you look at this lady? Okay. You just have to observe her for a while and tell me, what do you think about her? So now who would you like to answer? Preeti?
Shall I? Yeah, I will call out somebody's name.
Yes, yes, please.
Kanchan Sharma. Kanchan, would you like to speak? What did you feel after seeing this female? Kanchan?
Kanchan, you can talk about maybe
what
is she doing, or what is her age, what is her profession. You can talk about all those things.
She's looking so confident. First thought that came to my mind. Yes, that is, she's looking so confident in this picture.
Lovely.
Yes,
that's correct, accurate.
Yes.
What else? Anything else, Kanchan?
Yes, she is looking pretty also.
Are you wearing a sari, Kanchan?
No, ma'am, it's a t-shirt.
Oh. What is written on your t-shirt, by the way?
It's I don't know. It's fiction.
Fiction, okay.
Yes.
But I'm sure you don't want to have a friction with me here,
No,
right?
no, not at all, ma'am.
Just kidding. Yeah. Oh, that's your lovely daughter, or what?
Yes, ma'am.
Nice pony that she has. Hey, hi. What's your name?
Can you say hi?
Hi, Tanu. How are you?
I'm fine, sir. I'm fine.
Okay. Hello.
She's waiting. She's waiting for the phone. She wants the.
Oh, yeah, I know. Finish your session quickly so that I can get it for playing. I know.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you so much, Kanchan. Who else would like to answer this further? You have to completely evaluate what is she doing, where is she going, what would be her age, what is there going on in her head. As she said, Kanchan has said she's confident, she looks confident. What would be the reason of that confidence?
Priyanka, would you like to answer?
Rupali Shetty.
Rupali.
Hello, ma'am.
Rupali, you have a lovely name.
Yeah. Ma'am, she's looking very happy and confident and well dressed.
Right. Very good. Okay. Can you think about something about her background? What she must be doing right now?
She's a professional. From business.
Perfect.
And they are the co-workers, colleagues with her.
You have a lovely voice, Rupali. Do you sing? Are you a singer?
No. Yeah, my mother. I sang when Prathas sir had hosted a party at his place.
Oh, lovely. See, I didn't know. Lovely. Okay. Thank you, Rupali.
Yeah, thanks, ma'am.
Welcome. Okay. Do we have anybody else, or I should?
Yeah, Alka Mure ma'am wants to answer. She's raised her hand.
I guess Bharat want to say something. Is it?
Yes.
Yes, Bharat. Please go ahead.
Yes, say maybe I think she's a boss, or maybe she will come back after a long time joining the company.
Clearly, Bharat.
Hello.
Can you all hear Bharat clearly? I can't.
Yes, I'm. Hello.
Yeah, he can speak.
Yeah, maybe she come back after a long time to the office, so they will celebrate some welcome back, or maybe she is a boss, or she's confidence to joining new work. That's what I have thought. Hello.
Yeah, I think.
Yes, we can hear.
Yes.
No, I think there's some problem with
Shraddha.
video. Her net. I think she's got disconnected. She's reconnecting. There's some problem with her net.
Some time ago, somebody sang. They said during the party, he can sing till Shraddha rejoins.
No, she's rejoined.
Okay, is it?
She's rejoined. Otherwise, they start Antakshari over here.
Wait till she joins. That is it. Then Shraddha. Yeah. Okay. Good.
Alka ma'am wants to say something. I can't. Yes. Madam, video on करून बोला. वीडियो ऑन करून अनम्यूट करून बोला.
प्रथा मैम, मुझे लगता है उसको प्रमोशन मिला है एंड एवरीबॉडी इज कांग्रेचुलेटिंग.
Yeah, Sudharam, you're on mute.
Hello. Hello.
हाँ बोला.
हाँ sir. She achieved her goal.
She has achieved her goal.
हाँ.
Yes.
So she
Where are
looked
you, Alka
happy.
ma'am? I can't see you. Alka ma'am.
Yeah, her video is off.
Her video is on. Start.
Okay, then probably
Yes.
Sir. Hello.
Hello, Alka ma'am. How are you?
Fine.
Okay, what is there at the background? Which picture is that?
It's my house hall.
Yes, but is that Sai Baba? Who's that picture?
Yeah.
Ah,
Yeah.
lovely.
Sai Baba's
Nice.
time.
Yeah, I also worship him. Nice. Okay,
Yes.
so somebody has said that, she must be getting a promotion. Who was that?
She achieved her goals.
Okay, she's achieving her goal. Absolutely right.
So she looked
Absolutely
very
right.
happy.
Yes.
So she
Bharat?
looks very happy.
She looks
Very
Happy.
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 And
Yes,
confident.
that's right. Yes, that's right. Okay, so Bharat, what did he say? I didn't actually be able to hear that out because I guess I was disconnected. So
Yeah,
what did
same
he
ma'am. Yeah, same ma'am. Already she got promotion, or maybe she come back after a long time, up joining office, so they will be celebrate.
say? Mhm.
Yeah, she will
Right.
be. Yeah.
Okay, thank you everyone. So lovely. Yes, that's right, that she had just actually been able to complete a very complex project, and that she actually is got promoted for that particular project, and everybody else was a part of that project. And then she is getting an appreciation from her management. She is from a very reputed company. I'm not supposed to disclose which company she belongs to, but yes, she is from that background, and you all are very correct when you say that she had just received a promotion and everybody is appreciating her for that, and she's feeling happy. And of course she's confident because she has already, as I said, completed a certain project which was otherwise very difficult to complete, right? So that's actually her background. And so here what I'm trying to tell you is ki if at all we try and stick to a certain simplicity or certain impression management technique, we are exactly will be able to get perceived in somebody else's eyes in the way we want to portray ourselves, right? Isn't that important? Just imagine that you are a very confident person, but just because you're not portraying your confidence, people are not being reliable on you. They are not giving you any important projects or important responsibilities. Many a times you actually blame to him कि अरे प्रसाद सर तो मुझे कभी नहीं देते, बहुत bias है, हमेशा XYZ को ही काम देते हैं, right? But it's not about Prasad sir, trust me, it's about you yourself, because you're not able to give that confidence to him. You're not able to create that kind of an impression that yes, if you give this task to me, I'll be the one who will best complete it in the best capacity. Okay, so it is your responsibility to give him that confidence. And how do you give him that confidence? By creating impressions. So that is called managing impressions. Okay, so here we have different techniques to manage impression. And why do you think managing impression is important? I just told you, unless you actually give that confidence to the other person, you will not be able to communicate effectively. One, you will not be able to get the important deal done or business done. Second, you will not be able to establish good interpersonal relationship with people. That's three. Okay, and the last is you will not be able to be successful in your life unless you are able to create a good impression in front of others, right? So there are few important techniques that we need to understand when we talk about impression management. Okay, so I'm just going to come to those techniques right now. So when we say impression management, what does it mean? It is verbal self-presentation. Okay, so communication is not only what we say, right? It is also about how do we look, how do we come across as a person. So it is the entire personality that we have, isn't it? That is called the verbal self presentation. How do you present yourself? Okay, now tell me, whenever you have whenever you go for any important activity, okay, like for example, if you're going for an examination, what do you do generally? Okay, when you are appearing for an examination, I guess Arpan can give me an answer to this question, because he's still into that student zone. Hai na, Arpan?
Yeah, like a few years ahead of that, but I think I am the latest one that has given those exams.
Yes,
so,
yes.
Yeah.
So you can remember your experience.
Definitely, ma'am. So before the exams, it is always just the preparation and everything. That is the only thing in the head at that point of time.
Right.
So yeah, the preparation is the first thing that is going on during the examination.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. Okay, so when we say that it is just one single examination, which is going to have a very limited kind of an effect on our life, right? We may be actually getting an admission to another course, or maybe just getting a job from a company or something like that. Okay, that admission has a very little scope with our personal life, isn't it? So if we at all we prepare for that examination so well, and we give so much of importance to that examination, why don't we give the same importance to our life, isn't it? So creating impression is just going for an examination. So whenever you go for an examination, you prepare for it, right? You never go for examination just like that, ki chalo yaar, dekhe dekhte hai, isn't it? Does it ever happen? No, I'm sure. And that is what you, again, all teachers, you expect your students also to be prepared for the examination, right? So similarly, when you go for anything in your life, any personal task, any professional task, you always have to manage your impression. You have to create a verbal self-presentation. You have to be prepared for that, right? So how do you create that personal impression in front of others? Okay, so there are different techniques. So I'm going to begin with association. The very first technique, okay, association. Can you give me an example here of association? We have just experienced it. Anybody? We have just experienced this association kind of a technique. Was it Rupali or Sonia who stays nearby my house? Who was it? I guess Sonia. It was Rupali. Rupali or Sonia?
I think it's Sonia.
Sonia, are you staying nearby?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, right. So, that was a, immediate connect that we had, because we were having one association with each other, and the association is staying nearby, right? So similarly, when you are trying to, impress somebody or communicate something to somebody, you have to use this technique called association. Okay, you have to associate with that person. You will have some common interest. Maybe you will be like-minded people. Maybe the person also reading, you're also reading, or maybe both of you are liking movies. So you immediately is able to connect with that person. So this technique that you can use is called association technique, right? Second is opinion conformity. Many a times, what happens when we are trying to answer something, okay, and somebody else gets that opportunity and answers before us, we don't even say ki ha, I also agree with it. Okay, so why do we say that? Because we generally feel ki ha, abhi to already he has given an answer, why do again I have to do that, right? So we get into that zone. But instead of doing that, we should always say that yes, whatever point he or she has presented, I agree with that. What is the benefit of it? Even before, or even when you don't even say so many words that the other person has said, by just saying that yes, I agree, you actually are talking so much about that topic, isn't it? The other person, I'm talking about so many things here, and by saying that just yes, I agree with you, Shraddha, you are actually giving me a conformity. You're creating a good impression in front of me when you agree with me. And at the same time, what are you trying to achieve? You are achieving everything that I have said, right? Because you're saying that you agree with me. So that is how conformity, when you confirm something or when you second or support somebody, it shows about your personality and it creates a kind of impression about you in front of the person. Am I right? Okay. Next is excuses. So this is the only principle here of impression management technique, which you generally should not use. Okay, excuses should be avoided. So, as I gave you earlier example also, whenever we are supposed to do something new, we have to try something new, we have a fear of unknown. Okay, we are not very confident about the result or the outcome. So how do we react to it? We start giving excuses. So if sir says ki, okay, you go with student to the trip to maybe London, okay, he's sending you to a foreign country with the student, so you'll say, you'll have a fear ki, yaar, I don't know how to proceed there, and what kind of transportation and language barriers and all those things. So the first excuse, sir mere paas passport nahi hai, right? So that is the first excuse that you want to come up with. And what is the real reason? Getting passport is not a difficult thing, right? You can easily get that done because you have enough time for that. But the excuse that you're giving is for getting away from that particular activity. Okay, so generally, this is the exactly other way around we should actually behave. We should always try and do something which we have never tried. Okay, and that will actually add up to our confidence, I'm sure, 100%. Okay, and that's true for each one of us. So try and not give any excuses. Okay, second is apology. So many a times when we are doing something or making a mistake, we get into that defensive zone again. Ki, nahi, I didn't do it. No, it was not me. Somebody else has asked me to do, or the instruction that I received were like this. Okay, so we try and give all the other possible, we try and give a blame to somebody else. Then we externalize thing by saying that, no, it was not my mistake alone, but it was like XYZ, the other reason, the environment, the other people, right, who were responsible for my particular mistake. So what are we doing here? We are trying to create a we are trying to create a friction here, right? The person, when you make a mistake and when you don't accept it, the other person, what he or she thinks about you. Just imagine your student, okay, they are not doing their homework and they're still not accepting it. How will you feel about it? Okay, so similarly, when you don't, yes, okay, so when you actually when you make a mistake and you don't accept it, you create a negative impression about yourself in front of the other people. Okay, so the best way is try and remember this principle always, that we are human beings, we are naturally supposed to make mistakes. Why? Because we keep on trying things. When we try something new, it is natural that we may go wrong, and there is the reason why we make a mistake. So accept your mistake and say sorry for your mistake. Apologize for the mistake. Okay, and what is the best way to apologize for a mistake? To learn from it and not to repeat it. Okay, so this is again another technique that you can use. Can you hear me all? Am I audible?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. So apologize is another technique for creating a good impression. The moment you said ki, yes, I'm sorry, it was my mistake, people immediately become open. So they are ready to give you suggestions. They are ready to help you out to develop. Okay, and they're ready to actually do anything and everything that helps you to, overcome that particular mistake which you have made. Right. So apologizing is another technique that you can use. And the next technique is acclaiming. So when we say acclaiming, here we are talking about, complimenting. So we have to give compliments to people, right? So, for example, you like something here, like, you like somebody's dress, or you like somebody's speaking style, or you like anything, somebody's handwriting, or maybe the voice, anything that you like about people, try and give compliments to them. Try and acknowledge them. Okay. Somebody is doing something new, acknowledge them. So when you start doing this acclaiming thing, when you start giving compliments to other people, it shows that you are not a jealous person, you are not an envious person, you are not a closed person, you are an open person. Okay, and you are ready to accept other people at the same time and appreciate other people at the same time, right? And that's again an extremely important quality that has to be there to impress other people. Then next is flattery. So here again, flattery and favors. When we say flattery and favor, we are not talking about something negative. Okay, flattery and favors are wrong when you're doing it with some kind of a bad intention in your head, some kind of a conspiracy कि मुझे ये achieve करना है, इसीलिए मैं इसको favor कर रहा हूँ, या इसीलिए मैं इसको flatter कर रहा हूँ. If you're doing it with that kind of a mindset, it's wrong. But if you have a pure intention of making somebody happy or helping somebody out, when flattery and favors are not negative techniques, right? If you see that the other teachers are busy with their event, okay, maybe, you know, class 4th teacher are conducting some event and they're busy with that, and you're from 3rd class, okay, as I mean to say class 3, okay, so if you are from class 3 and if you see that they are doing so much and they're so busy and you are not having any workload at that time, why not go and say, okay, I'm from class 3 but I can help you out right now? That's a favor, right? So are you doing that favor with some malintention? No. So in that case, it's an extremely good activity that you're doing. You see that people need help and you're helping them out. Okay, so here also you're creating a very good impression in their eyes. So that's favor. Sometimes you see that a teacher is feeling very, very low for some reason. Prasad sir ne bahut डांट दिया उनको, इसीलिए वो आज बहुत sad है, right? So you go to her and say, wow, look at your dress. You're looking so good today. Immediately she'll forget कि प्रसाद सर ने मुझे क्यों डांटा, कैसे डांटा, अरे मैं इतनी अच्छी दिख रही हूँ. Okay, so it will actually, you know, flip her attraction from something sad to something happy, right? So that is a flattery that you're using, but are you using it again with a malintention? No, you're using it for a pure intention. So that's again a very good impression management technique. And the last technique is self-promotion. So you have to, you know, nobody will know that whether you're a singer, whether you're a dancer, whether you're good in content writing, whether you're good in letter drafting, or whether you're good in event management or anything, unless you go and tell people that, yes, this is something that I know, this is something that I have learned, this is something that I'm good at. Okay, so, you know, don't blame other people when they don't know and when they don't actually, you know, appreciate you for certain thing. Many a times the reason is we are not able to project ourselves in a better manner. Okay, so whenever you're learning something new, go and tell everybody that, you know what, I have learned this and this is the benefit of this learning. Share. That sharing is an extremely important aspect. So you always have to do a self-promotion. Maybe you would be good in spiritual activities, or maybe you are conducting something good, or maybe you are good in social activities. Maybe you are actually going to an NGO and you are connected with them and you're doing something for them. Okay, so anything that you're doing otherwise, why not talk about it? So do self-promotion. Let people know that you have these qualities, you have these hobbies, you have this talent, you have these skills. Okay, these are the interests that you have. So if people know that, they will keep it in mind, and whenever there is an opportunity or there is something which is related to that factor, they will approach you. So that is also one of the good impression management techniques that we have, right? So here I spoke about the important impression management techniques, and I'm sure if you reflect on these techniques, you will be able to find out a combination of 4-5 techniques which are suitable to your personality. And trust me, whatever I have said so far, if you try and use at least 10% of it, it will definitely help you out to become an effective person than what you are right now. Okay, that's a promise of me, guarantee. Otherwise, paise parat. Okay. All right. So here we're coming to the last slide of the day. We are talking about enhancing our personality. Okay, so there are few techniques. As I said, I know that you all are coming from an educated background. You are into education. You are teaching the students. So I'm not going to talk about something which is very basics or which is you already know, right? Personality types and all those things. But I'm just again going to give you some practical tips, which again, me, my clients and everybody around me, we actually use. And those are the particular things that we do, which helps us a lot to, you know, get appreciated by other people, or to create an aura, or to, you know, be a good personality, get appreciation, get compliment from other people. So these are the few very simple techniques that I'm going to tell you, which you can easily use and you become an effective person. Okay, so it will definitely help you out in enhancing your personality. So it starts with staying yourself. Okay, many a times we are not true to ourselves. When we actually try and project ourselves, we project something else which we are not. Okay, and that eventually becomes frustrating for us. Forget about others. What impression do they carry about us when they get to know that we are not what we are trying to show? That's a different story altogether, but it is frustrating for us as well. Okay, it is always creates a self-doubt. If you are trying to project something else, that means don't you like yourself right now, what you are? And if that is so, then you must do a self-analysis, find out which all are the points that I don't like about myself, and then you must change it. Okay, So stay yourself, stay true to your personality, or else what you don't like about yourself, you must change it. Okay. Next is your physical gestures. Now, right now also when you're attending this particular session, okay, you are on camera. So how are you behaving? How are you actually smiling? How are you nodding your head? Whether you're respecting the speaker, all these things are visible to everyone, isn't it? And that's extremely important. Many a times as teachers, we say, we sit in the front rows and we attend a program and the students are watching us, right? So at that time, if you look disinterested in the program and if you sit like this, what will happen? The student will also copy you because they're learning from you, isn't it? Your teachers. Okay, so this is very, very important to be aware about our own physical gestures. What is the message that we are trying to give to others? And many a times unknowingly we do certain actions. We keep on fidgeting with our hand, or we do some movement which we are not aware about, but that keeps on happening, and that actually talks something else about our personality which is not true. So you have to be definitely aware about what kind of physical gestures you have. Okay, and you always have to use some positive physical gestures. I know that if you actually stand like this, folded hands, that means what? You are a close person, right? So you should never do that. So there are a number of other things which are there, which are easily available on Google as well, internet. You can just go through that and know that there are different positive physical gestures that you must inculcate in yourself, isn't it? So that's important. Courteous behavior. You always should be courteous to people. And generally, when everything is fine, when everything is cordial, we always behave well, isn't it? Somebody appreciates it, we always smile. So, but then, our behavior, whether we are courteous person or not, can be seen in a crisis situation, in an emergency, serious situation. When you have some important event, okay, how do you behave with other people if you are responsible for that event? Are you saying, do it quickly, I don't have time? Or are you losing your mind at that time? Okay, are you taking everyone along and then moving ahead? All these things will matter when it comes to that critical situation or a crisis situation. Okay, and that will actually show up your real personality. So you have to always ensure that you are not only showing up courteous behavior, but you are actually a courteous behavior, and that starts with understanding other people, empathy. Okay, try and understand the position of other people. If they're behaving in a certain manner, there must be some reason. Okay, so try and find out that reason and be courteous to other people. You never know what kind of struggle that people are having in their lives. Okay, you're blessed that you have a good job to do, you have a good family to take care of, so you have all those blessings, and you have to be thankful for that. And at the same time, you have to be courteous to other people, cordial to other people. Positive attitude, that's extremely important. So whenever I talk about positive attitude, generally I get a reaction ki how to be happy all the ways. See, positive attitude is not being happy all the ways. It is natural for us as human beings to get sad, to get frustrated, disappointed, angry. This is extremely natural feelings, right? But these emotional feelings or negative emotions that we have, how soon can we come out of that? Like, for example, something has happened, for instance, and then you are sad about it. But how soon can you bounce back to normal and be happy again? That is called positive attitude. Okay. So be aware about the feelings. Okay, I'm getting angry right now. So get angry. It's fine. Take your time, pause, and then again become happy. Okay, that is called positive attitude. How soon can you bounce back to normal? How soon can you become positive from a negative emotion? That is called positive attitude, and you must inculcate that attitude as well. Okay, staying happy always. Again, you see that the entire, this particular event that we have, I always have a smile on my face, isn't it? So I make it a point that I'm happy for no reason. I always choose to be happy. And that's extremely important. And I'm sure that is true about each one of you. Every one of us has so many things to be happy about, right? So, again, here I would give you a very simple technique that you can use. Always maintain a diary, and in the night, before you go to sleep, write down an aha moment of your life. Okay, life as in what? That day. So in the entire day, you have to just look for an aha moment. Aha moment is what? A moment where you have been happy. Okay, so maybe as a teacher, you come to your school and one of your students is giving you a compliment, teacher aap bahut acche lag rahe ho, right? That is an aha moment for you, isn't it? Or maybe sir is calling you and telling you that you have done this activity and it is excellent, or you have received this certification and it is excellent. That could be a happy moment for you, right? Maybe you're coming home and you look tired and your son or your daughter comes to you and gives you a glass of water. Isn't that a happy moment for you, isn't it? So it could be anything. So always look for a happy moment in the entire day, and in the night you just write it down. And whenever you are feeling low or bad or disappointed, just read your diary. I'm sure that will add so much to your positivity. Okay, it's a very simple technique, but it works. Just try it and do it. And in the process of looking for a happy moment, we always stay happy in the entire day. Okay, so that is also another technique that you can use. Appreciate others. Again, that is extremely important. Okay, as I said earlier also, I spoke about it, and I said when you start appreciating other people, it adds a lot to your personality. And you never know, you will give a simple compliment to somebody, and then compliments may make their entire day. They will feel so happy about it, right? So appreciation of others shows that you are a wide person, you are an open person, you are a broad-minded person, you are not envious, you are not jealous, and that adds so much to your personality. Okay, so this is one of the best techniques of enhancing your personality. Start appreciating other people. Okay, because as we see, if we see only one star in the sky, how the sky will look? Not so good, right? But if we have so many stars in the sky, it looks so beautiful. Means what? Everybody has something to be appreciated for, right? Everybody come up with some special qualities and some special talents and all those things, good skills. So you must be appreciating all those things for them. Don't have a jealousy ki yaar usne kar liya certificate, mera nahi aaya abhi tak. Okay, it's okay. Okay, it is not a race that we are actually running with all of us. You never know, after 3-4 years you will not even see each other. Okay, so there's no race that you're going to have with anybody else. It is just a marathon that we are trying to complete. आज मैं यहाँ हूँ, इतने साल तक जिंदा रहने वाली हूँ, and I have to go through that journey. So it is a actually rest that I have with myself, not anybody else. So don't actually compare yourself with anyone else. Keep on appreciating people for whatever that they do. Okay, self-confidence, of course there is a lot to talk about self-confidence, but it is extremely important. I told you, nobody else can help you out. You have to help yourself, and that begins with being confident about yourself. So again, there are a number of techniques that you can use for self-confidence. Okay, connecting with people. Stay connected either on social media right now, or maybe on personal level. Whenever there are social events, conferences, all these things, seminars, all these things happen, you must go visit people, get to know more people, make new friends. Okay, have some different groups, platforms wherein you can interact with other people. That is in real interacting with people. Or maybe you can use social media for that purpose as well. I don't know how many of you are there on LinkedIn. Are you all there on LinkedIn? You must use that professional platform for your benefit, because there is so much of knowledge sharing which happens there every day, right? So stay connected with people. And the last point is staying updated with the news. Again, this is very, very important for all of us to get updated. We should know what is happening around the world, not only in India but otherwise also in foreign countries. You must, as a teacher, find out what are the teaching technologies that the other countries are using, what are the new techniques that they're coming up with. Okay, how are they treating their students? Is there any new subject that has been introduced in some other countries for the students? How can we introduce that subject in our country also? You can just get to know at least about your field. Okay, that's important. And if you have an interest area, maybe 3-4 interest area, maybe politics, automobile, or anything. Okay, and if you keep yourself updated, you always have something to talk about to people, and that shows up your personality. So these are all the techniques of enhancing your personality. Exactly at 6 o'clock, I'm stopping. I'm done with my session here.